Hello and welcome to all of you listening in today. We will be speaking with one of the past winners of our Sanitation Technology Hackathon. I'm delighted to be joined by Edwin Marita, who together with his colleagues from Opera Services won not one but two prizes in our very first hackathon back in 2020. We organize a Sanitation Technology Hackathon here at Finish Mondial every year to promote innovative technical solutions in the sanitation field. Edwin Marita and his colleagues designed a pit latrine that feeds a bed of vetiver grass, a grass that is very useful and has various purposes. Edwin and his team also designed some innovative recycled plastic molds that significantly reduce the costs of building toilets. So let's hear everything about these innovations from you, Edwin. Maybe you could please briefly explain to our listeners how these innovative designs of yours work.
Yeah, welcome all innovators. So my name is Edwin. I'm a Kenyan based here in Kisumu. So vetiver latrine, it derives its name from a grass known as vetiver grass. So this toilet uses this grass to remediate and also take up nutrients that would have otherwise go inside a pit. So maybe if I just explain. So in your typical pit latrine, I know all the waste goes into a pit, and over time it fills up, and the household will have to incur costs to actually empty it. So what our innovation does, it uses the potential of this grass to take up the nutrients and water, and with that, actually, the grass is actually it has nutritive value similar to napier grass, which you can use actually as fodder, or it can also be used for thatching.
So it has many purposes. So in
Yeah.
summary, I mean the toilet it has like a containment vessel, right? And then the liquids, I mean the solids are contained, and the liquid flows out into this vetiver grass, which is a kind of which recycles, no, also what comes out of the toilet and purifies it, no? Is that correct? If how I summarize it?
Yeah, so we have three basic salient features of this toilet. So we have a sato pan, actually, which is an add-on to this toilet, preventing flies and smell from actually interacting with the user. And then to keep the cost actually quite down, we have two barrels which act as, I would say, containment systems for the solids, and then the liquids just flow into a a constructed bed that is planted with this vetiver grass, which now takes up all the liquids.
Great, great. Thank you for the explanation. And so the idea behind the 2020 Sanitation Hackathon was to encourage ideas, innovations that reduce the cost of sanitation systems. So how does your innovation contribute to reducing the costs?
If you take a look at what you would say our direct competitor is, so we are looking at a pit latrine. That is just a latrine with a pit that is not lined, and you're also looking at a latrine that is connected to a septic tank. In all those cases, a household has to incur some cost periodically to maintain it, because you have to hire somebody to come and dislodge it. And this is actually a problem. We find that once this pit is full, it ends up being unusable, because this is an unplanned expense for the household. It's not like they put up aside some money to maintain a toilet. Yeah. So with our innovation, the Retiva, we wanted to actually completely reduce that cost, or possibly eliminate it at all, so that throughout the lifetime of a toilet, it remains usable with very minimal operational costs.
And then on top of it, you have an output material that you can use, right? In the
Yeah.
vetiver grass.
Yeah. So in rural Kenya, majority of the households own cattle, cows. So this could be an alternative feed for your cow, and that actually is a good incentive to maintain your toilet because then you have a byproduct coming out of it.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So Finish Mondial has contracted Opera Services to pilot the vetiver toilet, and the pilot kicked off in Kenya recently. How is it going? Could you tell us a little bit more about this pilot?
Yeah, so one of the great benefits of participating in this hackathon was that we got a chance to pilot our idea. It was very much on paper and quite early stage, I would say. So through the partnership with Finish Mondial, we were able to secure a site and build the first version of this vetiver latrine, which is in Busia, Kenya, back in 2021. So far, they are quite happy with it. Uh, to date, I would say we've been able to receive three other awards uh, just from piloting it and showcasing it. And this year, we received funding of about 100,000 US dollars to further refine the product and actually test the business model. Yeah.
Okay, that's great to hear. Congratulations on the on these three awards.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe to come back a little bit to the hackathon itself, very concretely, what type of support did Finish provide, both maybe at the designing stage, but also at the implementation stage?
The designing phase, I got actually a lot of support. Uh, Also, I worked with a lot of field guys to help us think around the construction. We had to try and adapt based on even the local conditions, local materials. So, uh, in the name of just trying to maneuver around and get something that actually works in place.
Okay, okay. Since you also came second place with the other idea, can you also just briefly explain what the second place innovative design was with the mold for the concrete panels?
Yeah. So, well, this idea came back. Back then I actually used to work for a construction company that builds affordable housings. And one of the problems we were facing a lot was, we made these molds using steel, which is quite heavy. It's also very expensive, and I would say, it's easy to steal. It has a lot of value. So you could find workers stealing these molds and selling them. Yeah. So yeah. So I thought, why not make such a mold with using recycled plastic? You can use these molds to make same concrete panels or even bricks that can be used in making a toilet superstructure. And with that, you're saving the environment and you're also having a lot of cost reductions in terms of the amount of money you have to put in order to acquire a mold. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think I read somewhere that it allows for a 50% cost reduction. No, is that correct? Or
Yeah, that is correct. More than 50% cost reduction. Yeah. Yeah.
so you are very passionate about what you are doing. So I wanted to ask you a more personal question. I mean, what drives you to continue to innovate and to build stuff, and what drives this passion of yours?
Uh, I guess seeing things come to life. Uh, I enjoy, I enjoy translating things from paper to the actual product. Yeah. And I mean, that's the whole life of an innovator. You're trying to solve problems uh, by bringing solutions. Yeah. So
No, it's a great motivation in life. And why in particular the sanitation sector?
So I've been working for the sanitation sector for about 5 years. Um, and there's actually a dire need for such solutions in this space because it's, I would say, the most neglected. Other sectors like energy, uh, a lot of innovations there, a lot of money being pumped there. But water and sanitation is actually a problem, especially in where I come from. And the most affected are actually the underserved communities who don't have access to good sanitation.
And maybe one last question. Any advice to this year's participants to the hackathon?
Yeah, I would say believe in your product, actually. That would be the first thing, because otherwise, uh, you wouldn't be participating in such a hackathon if you don't believe in your product. And also stay very flexible and be very willing to learn. At any point, something might change or might not work. As an innovator, you should be flexible enough to learn from that and adapt. And if you believe in your innovation, I mean, it doesn't stop there. You'll always find ways. Yeah.
Great advice. Thank you so much for joining us today, Edwin Marita, and for your wonderful insights. To our listeners, if you're interested in participating in this year's Sanitation Technology Hackathon, applications are open until the end of February. This year's topic is grey water recycling for small-scale agriculture. We are looking for innovative ideas in grey water treatment technology, smart irrigation systems, sensor and monitoring solutions, and community engagement and education. You can find all the information on our website. We really encourage you to apply, and we look forward to all your wonderful ideas. Thanks for listening in, and see you soon.